Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast, a show where we talk about everything nerdy. My name is Joan. I'm here with Corey.
Yo.
And I'm here with Josh.
What's up?
Thanks for being here. We're going to jump into some trailer talk.
In a world where people talk about trailers, it's time for trailer talk.
We had this whole thing planned where I was like, Josh, you better be ready for that button. And I skipped the middleman. I just went for it myself.
Just do it yourself.
You yoinked it.
We got 4 trailers I think we're talking about today. You guys know the drill. Trash or blast. You know, if you think this is trash, you're not going to watch it. It's trash. If you think it's going to be a blast, blasting off, baby.
I always think we're blasting off into space in like celebration.
No, I'm thinking, well, that too. You know, whatever. It's up to your own interpretation of it. But it's a good thing. That's the only thing we need to know.
Yeah.
I want to just start with The Last of Us.
Okay.
So we're gonna go right off the back. I have no idea. I've never played the games. I do know what happens because of how people freaked out about stuff. But what do you guys think of this trailer? I thought it was really cool. I thought it was kind of pretty dark. Some of the things were really cool. The scene that got me was when there's a girl there and they're all run towards the chain link fence and
And she's blocked.
and she's blocked in and she's trying to get out. That made me feel claustrophobic. And I thought that was awesome. I just think it looks beautiful. It's shot incredibly well. The music was really awesome. And Pedro Pascal looks like he's going to have a crazy awesome performance. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it looked really good. I think like the cinematography is really good for the show. The landscape is like the whole snow landscape.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. And that scene you're talking about is straight out of the
nice.
game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So you know what happens, dang it.
So the thing that, and I think it was probably all of our complaints for the first season was like, where are all the rest of the infected? Like it seemed like every episode you had maybe 1 or 2, and then it was like, they're all gone. We had one big scene with a bunch of them, and
like that
was it.
End fight with like the big guy. Yeah.
With the bloater.
Yeah.
But it looks like, unless that's the only scenes in the whole thing, they gave them to us all in the trailer. But it looks like there's at least a couple different set pieces with a lot of infected, which is like, I feel like that's what was missing from the first season, was kind of that feeling of like, oh, there's clickers around, they can hear me, and they're gonna like, I gotta sneak around. So hopefully they deliver on that. But yeah, it looks great.
No, I have high hopes for it. I think looking at the at least preview of some of the scenes, it looks like the same quality. Everything's, I don't know if anything's changed on staff wise, but it seems to be the same quality. Beautiful, ugly, dirty, but at the same time, just super high quality. And I think it fits the game really well. And I just know that, this next season's going to be one of many emotions. And so it'll be very interesting to see how it goes. I'm very intrigued.
Do you think they'll stick to the game, or do you think they'll switch things up?
No, they'll 100% stick to the game. They
like 100%, 100%.
No. Like the basic framework.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like to big moments, they will stick to.
I think they actually might.
They've already changed some stuff, right?
I think they might change some things, because I think originally, I won't say what it is, but it's just like the way certain characters get into certain places, like was originally supposed to be a different way. And I think they might be going back to that original way, like what the original vision was. So for some reason, when they were making the game, they changed their mind. They're like, oh, well, we'll change this part, for logistics or whatever.
So the show is going to what the original game developers were going to do, but didn't do.
Yep. I think that's what they're going to do. And it's not even that big of a thing.
No.
It's just like, it's literally like, oh, this person gets to this place this way instead of another way.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to see. I think that might be what they're doing. But they're 100% going to stay with that. And I don't know. I think they're maybe saying that the next 2 to, like this next, Last of Us Part 2 is going to be either 2 seasons. So it won't be just this next season. I think there's going to be
it'll
either
be split.
Yeah, I think they're going to split it into 2.
The second game. Oh, that'll be interesting.
So we'll see. I'm interested to see how they adapt the game too, because the way the game is, it's you play from one perspective for half the game. You play from a different perspective the second half, but it's all through the same time period. So you lead up to the same event.
So,
and then there's a time jump afterwards.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like there's a lot of ground to cover, and it'll be interesting to see how they adapt.
So season 1 will follow Ellie.
maybe.
Season 2 will follow the other perspective, and then season 3.
Yeah, season 3 is
That would be really long.
that would be crazy. I don't think they would do
think
that,
it's too
but
long.
it would be. Yeah, I'm interested to see how they.
Because they're not making a. Does The Last of Us 2 video game end with the possibility of a third one?
I mean,
Like, it's not a spoiler. Like, I mean, does it like leave a cliffhanger or a tease to be like, oh, I can see they do more?
Not really.
I mean, they could always do more,
Sure. Yeah.
which I think they might eventually, but it's not. I mean, I guess.
But it'd have to be different. Well,
So, like, for a TV show, you'd want them to just kind of finish this game probably over the course of 2 seasons, right? You have
Yeah.
a season 2 and then a season 3, and that's the end of the show.
That's what I would say.
I think so.
Seems like a decent. My whole thing is like, if you keep. It's what happened with The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I
like the
don't- I
first
don't like
3
when they
seasons of The
milk it.
Walking Dead were like, okay. And then it was like,
Now there's another really
season.
bad
Okay, oh, here
But then-
comes, you know.
And he's worse than
Yeah.
it was like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's way more powerful than like,
Yeah.
oh no, now there's another guy that's way more powerful.
Oh,
and
man.
this guy's the most powerful.
It's a bigger city and a bigger bad guy. It's like, yeah.
and this guy has tigers.
Now they're on horses.
Yeah. I hate when they milk IPs just to death and they just don't have anything else. And then they start making stuff up. It's like, okay, relax. You know, it's a nice thing and it's a rare thing nowadays to have a nice packaged up beginning, middle, end of a story.
Arcane.
True.
1 and 2.
That's right.
1 and 2 and done.
Yeah. It's relieving to me. For as far as it goes, like with Netflix or TV series or in my experience, anime, they sometimes will come back to the well and it's like,
Yeah.
guys, it's been gone for 10 years. Like, why you guys season 3 is coming out? It's like, okay. But yeah.
Did they say when this season comes out? Is it 2025?
Yeah,
Or
they
it
said
didn't say?
2025. No date, no specific date. It was just the tease and said 2025. At the end.
Looks good though. We agreement? It's a blast.
Absolutely.
Oh, what a blast.
Nice. That's one blast so far. Might as well go with another Pedro Pascal trailer that dropped.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2. This movie, I think this trailer specifically was way better than the first one.
Yeah.
The biggest reason was the music.
Well, I was missing a little Kanye. You know what I mean? I was missing a little Kanye.
But the music from the beginning, it has some nostalgic music from the first Gladiator that I was like, okay, yeah, you got me. I'm sold. I don't really need to see that much more. Denzel Washington looks like he is going to be awesome in this movie. He's like Training Day Roman guy, just the way he delivers his lines.
Yeah, bro, he was like power. It's like,
I'm like, I love
My
Denzel.
man.
So I'm like, yeah, take
You better
over
say my brother or something.
my Caesar.
yeah.
But I think this looks pretty awesome. I think visually it looks really cool. The scale of it looks like it's way bigger than Gladiator, which I'm a little concerned about. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, I want it to be a spectacle. I thought in the first trailer, I was like, oh, the guy on the rhino, that was going to be cool. But now I'm seeing monkeys. Like they got
Those monkeys look crazy.
these monkeys killing dudes. I'm like, man, this is going to be kind of like pretty wild. So I really thought this was cool. What do you guys think, Corey?
I thought the most interesting part was the kind of the like water siege battle that
Yeah,
like
cool.
did. I was like, that's crazy. Very cool, very expensive. I just saw money basically. I was like, holy effects, holy crap. That's pretty sick though.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, what a cool concept. I don't care how they do it. I think it just looks dope. But yeah, interesting. They kind of had their little references to Maximus and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm not, man, I love Denzel, but I need to watch the movie to be able to be like,
Did it pull you out a little bit?
yeah, it always does with him a little bit, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I literally just like pictured him like older Training Day. You know what I mean? Like he got a little aged up. And
He's like,
where's Ethan
water
Hawke?
makes you weak.
so, but it looks cool. I think What do you think, Josh?
I think I was on the fence on the first trailer. This one's a little. I think this was a better trailer, and it looks like kind of like what you were saying, Jonah. The scale's bigger, and it looks like there's more like battles. Which Gladiator has the first battle scene, and then all the rest is all the Gladiator fights.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see like, are there going to be more army kind of battles? Which I think will mix it up a little bit instead of it'll differentiate it from the first one. Which I think was my main concern. Was like, well, we're just going to tell the same story. Yeah. Did I miss here? I only watched the trailer once, and I was going to watch it again. Is she implying that Maximus is Lucius's father?
There's a line there.
That's literally
where she says, "You have the strength of your father."
Right.
Yeah, I see him. I see him in you,
which is kind of implied in the first.
It's kind of when she visits him, and she said, like she. It's kind of implied that they were together before he was with his wife.
Right.
And that, because she makes that, like when we were younger kind of thing. So that would kind of make sense because Lucius is older, he's like 10 or something or 12, and his son is like 6 or something. So it would be like 6 years before. So that might be interesting if they do that. It seems like be pretty easy, and
an easy way to be like
the fact that he's wearing
Maximus?
The fact that he's wearing his armor, but it's added. So like in the original, Maximus has his armor, but it has like his wife and his son on it. I think, like and his has like something that, but then something else. So I'm like, oh, he's just adding to the armor. It's kind of cool. Plus, he
can give a speech, about being Maximus's son or something like that.
Unless there's a scene where she's like, says, "This was your father," as someone completely different.
Yeah.
And then she goes through like his history, like he was a really strong dude and he did all this stuff.
This is his
like,
armor. Yeah. And it's right next to Maximus's armor. They just show you that.
Not that one. This one.
In the movie, she's like, yeah, these ones over here.
But in the first trailer, he goes down to like a place where it has Maximus' name and the sword and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I assume that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it looks interesting. I think Pedro Pascal looks awesome in it. Again, that guy's in everything.
All the characters look good. I mean, we already talked about Denzel, but even the dude from Stranger Things looks, crazy as I guess he's Caesar in this one.
Big shoes to fill with Joaquin Phoenix.
But I think he'll be different enough. Yeah. Like he's out there kind of crazy enough that he's not exactly like, oh, it's just Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. Are we blasting this one too?
Yeah, for the trailer. Yeah.
Oh, what a blast!
There we go. We're 2 for 2. We're gonna go to the Thunderbolts. We got our first trailer for the Thunderbolts.
Asterisk.
Thunderbolts asterisk. We know they're gonna change their name at the end of the movie. I feel like I've seen this movie before. I can't put my finger on it, but even the poster they released, where it's like everyone's like fighting and like
smashed.
It's like the floating heads posters that everyone was using. It's like, let's do kind of similar to that, but now everyone's like fighting. Hollywood never has original ideas; it's always the same. But this movie looks like the typical like, hey, we're all fighting each other. We don't like each other. And then at the end of the movie, you're friends, just like the Three Amigos.
You learn to respect each other.
So I don't know. I'm not that interested in this. The thing about all these characters is I don't find them that interesting. Like, what's her name? Yolana. What's her, Black Widow's sister?
There you go. Black Widow's sister.
You got it.
What's her name though? Isn't it Yolana or something like that? Anyways, proof that I'm not that interested. I don't think she's that great of a character. That great of a character.
Monique, Christina, Shavonda. No,
I think it's that one.
I think it's Yavanna. Yavanna?
Guys,
Yavanna.
If you're here for names on the podcast, you're at the wrong podcast. None of the characters to me are interesting. I like Winter Soldier. I think he's the best one.
The guy from Stranger Things, Jim.
I just don't think
You like Jim?
He's a good enough character. Like he's more of the comic relief. Like even in this trailer, it's like
I mean, if you're taking this, you don't take him seriously. He is a
Yelena.
Yelena.
Yeah.
so. I mean, to me, or what's the ghost from Ant-Man and the
I thought
Wasp?
she looked cool.
She looks cool, but I'm like that character also is.
Yeah.
And then the other character is the Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Which I'm like
Which
is
she was
another
lame.
character that was. So to me, it's
I
like these
like
characters
Bucky.
don't. Yeah, the Winter Soldier to me is the best
cool.
one. Bucky's the only
I
one.
thought
Bucky's cool.
I like Captain America.
Oh,
Fake Captain America.
fake Captain America.
murdering Captain America.
Yeah.
I like it. Look cool.
I don't know. To me, it's just
I
like
Bob.
to me, it's just like I've
He
seen
looks
this all
honestly
before.
like Captain Canada. You know,
I'm gonna say Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. I wish he had his hat.
Now that's a
Can we get a cereal team up movie?
That's
week?
what I'm
Captain
saying, dude.
Crunch,
That'd be awesome.
Lucky Charms guy, Tony
Count
the Tiger,
Chocula.
Count Chocula. Who else we could put in this team?
Fruit Loops? What is his name? Fruit,
yeah.
Sam, whatever.
Oh,
Toucan Sam.
Toucan
yeah,
Sam,
Toucan
yeah.
Sam.
Oh,
Dang,
that's
pretty-
five.
that's a pretty solid
That's a pretty solid
lineup.
group.
That's a good idea. General Mills, get on it. Kellogg.
And like at first they're all fighting each other, and then at the end
They figure out they all
meld
like-
together and make the ultimate cereal.
That's right.
Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be. I mean, no one expects it to be great. I don't know. I think that some people like these characters. People like trash, and they like these characters. I think some people's favorite part of Hawkeye was her, Yelena or whatever.
Yeah, people really like her.
They
for
really
some
like
reason.
her with the mac and cheese scene.
Oh my gosh.
People like that.
I forgot about that.
People like it. People
They
like
love it.
it.
Dude. They love it.
But even in Black Widow, I thought she wasn't like me. I don't know.
Well, I think she did. Her character was better in the Hawkeye
Yeah.
series. They actually had more screen time with her, and she wasn't all pissed off all the time.
Yeah.
She's Mimi, and she's silly, goofy,
The other thing
and
is
she's a killer. People like that.
the other thing is like I've never when they introduced Elaine, into the Marvel
Oh, I
universe,
know.
I've always been like, and then the big thing was like, we finally know who bought Avengers Tower. It was
Yeah.
her. I'm like, okay, I know, whatever. Where's Jerry at?
It's
Where's
Kramer. That would be the ultimate reveal if Kramer slides in.
Man.
Kramerica Industries.
Yeah, Kramerica.
He bought the tower. He's doing that balloon, oil balloon from dropping it from the top.
He'd be a good villain, dude.
Oh man.
He'd be awesome.
The real Loki. Yeah. Josh, is this something you're interested in?
I mean, I think as far as Marvel goes, like there's no continuity. Nothing makes sense anymore. This at least looked kind of fun. And like you said, Jenna, we've seen it before, like the whole team up thing, but at least it's a different group of people that we've seen in Marvel.
bad guys.
And I like me some Hopper,
It's a trash.
Hopper.
It's a trash for me. I don't know what if you guys both.
That's the thing. It's there's no in between, right? We have to either choose
the blast
trash
or
or
trash.
blast. I thought some of the action scenes looked cool, which is literally the only reason that this movie will be fun or good. It's because of the action, and so
And the humor. Don't forget the humor.
I will not forget the humor.
Can't forget it.
I'm gonna say blast.
Trash.
Oh, hit me with that trash can.
We gotta be true to ourselves. Are we really gonna call that a blast? Nah, man. My
I
bar's
had a great time.
my bar is not that low. Okay.
Fourth trailer. I forgot which one it was. What was the Ballerina? That's
There
what
was
it was.
Ballerina.
Oh, yeah.
Ballerina. John Wick. I
Female John Wick.
feel like they spoiled a bit showing Keanu Reeves in this.
Why?
Because I just feel like it's not necessary. I think that would have been better
you're saying a
served
better
if that
reveal
happened in
just
the
in the
movie.
Oh,
I mean, it was cool for the trailer to be like, "You're the Baba Yaga," and Baba Yaga,
bro. Baba Yaga.
and
Baba Yaga.
you know,
Baba Yaga.
it's a mix of that with the chupacabra.
Oh.
But
Wait, so this is I thought this is before.
It's
or after?
before.
Yeah, I thought it was before.
I think they said it takes place during
in between,
3.
yeah.
Or between 3 and 4. Or something
Why
like
would that be a reveal that's crazy?
Well, I think you're just saying.
I'm just saying, like, I
it
would have
would've
seen
been
that
cool.
in the
Yeah.
movie.
it's a fun thing you'd want to
Yes. Yeah.
experience there.
And it's clearly not going to
Yeah.
be like a huge.
Right.
I feel like they just showed the scene that he's going to be in.
it's gonna be
Right.
just a little.
Whereas the difference within the Spider-Man ones when we talked about is like, I know I'm going to get a full movie with those guys. Like, I don't mind spoiling the reveal. I know those guys are going to be in there. With this, I had no idea he was going to be in there.
Look who's backtracking. Look who's backtracking.
No, I'm just saying there's a difference there.
okay, expand on that.
So when we talked about
Yeah,
Spider-Man,
yeah,
and we knew that
there was
Andrew
little-
Garfield and Tobey Maguire were coming back because it was reported that this was going to pull the villains and all that stuff. And we talked about that trailer and them spoiling the moment where they show up. I was like, it's not a spoiler because we all know they're in there. And we know we're going to get probably like more than half the movie with all 3 characters. So I'm like, even if they show them swinging around together, it's just like 5 seconds of 40 minutes. This is no one's saying that he's going to be in it.
I hate to rain on your parade, but it's been reported that he's in this movie.
Well, I haven't been following.
Oh, there you go.
I haven't
That
followed
was
it.
our point. That was our point.
Yeah,
But no, here's the thing.
Wolf.
And we know he's not going to be in it a lot. Like, that's probably the only scene. So you spoiled the one scene he's going to be in.
it's not that big of a deal though.
I'm just saying. There's a difference.
I watched how many movies of him? 4 movies. I got a lot of them. He's great. It's not a big deal. Like, the thing about Garfield is we hadn't seen him in so long. It was-
Sorry.
You just pictured Garfield.
It's not a Garfield movie. I was like, what? Is that the animated one with
when
Chris
he-
Pratt?
and when
And then
he
we got the
and we got
lasagna.
lasagna, it was epic, dude.
I mean, and Odie, he would have been there too.
Yeah.
Old Odie.
That's right. But this trailer looks great. I thought Anna de Armas fits this character really well. Her action
She
is
actually
really
looks
good. My favorite thing about this was there's always the typical thing where it's like, is it believable when, you got the bombshell kind of taking out these dudes? I love the whole thing when she's like, you got to cheat, and she just takes the guy out, hitting him in the nuts all the time. Like, that's how you do it. You just go for the balls.
Go for the bones.
Are you saying women aren't capable of this?
Shut up.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Shut up. No, I'm just saying I like how they were like, hey, we fight dirty. We're ruthless. I'm like, yeah, I'd lose in every fight.
No, she does look good, like doing the action.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, and it looks like she's doing most. I think I read somewhere that she's doing a lot of her own stunts, kind of like Keanu did, which is cool. But yeah, I thought the action looked cool.
Yeah, some actors can look awkward when they're doing action scenes like running
Yeah.
and other things like that. But yeah, no, she looked pretty good. I think the general like aesthetic of everything looked very like similar to the latest John Wick one, John Wick 4, right? It was 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of neons, a lot of clubs, kind of dark shadow silhouettes aesthetic. Like, it felt like it was just right in there, right in that universe.
I like how that's part of the title. It's like from the world of John Wick.
Yeah,
Ballerina. I'm like,
I gotta make sure.
just in case
So you guys
are
know this is
confused.
how it's related. That's probably why they put John Wick in that
so-
trailer.
so that
That's
you
why
would
it was
know.
a sell. Yeah.
Did I only watched this trailer once, but when she gets to the hotel,
The first time.
didn't that actor die?
Yeah, he died.
Okay, so they filmed
Lance-
this before.
yeah,
He's
before.
not.
This is his last.
It's not AI.
No.
It's not like
Yeah,
Romulus.
they had filmed it because this movie was supposed to come out last year, and then they delayed it a whole year.
Yeah.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope, dude. Number one comment on that trailer was RIP. It's pretty dope. Everyone loves him. He's a beloved character. For sure.
It's a blast for me. What'd you? Yeah. All we need is one
blasting.
more. Corey's blasting.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're
Go for it.
blasting. We're
Oh,
blasting.
what a blast.
Oh, only one trash out of these trailers. That's pretty good. 3 for 1. 3 for 1.
Wow.
Now we're gonna go into just some random news. We had PlayStation State of Play, so we got a trailer we can talk about too, but we can do that towards the end. But yeah, I'll let you guys take over because you guys know more about this stuff. You guys watch probably more of it than me. But yeah, what were the big news items that dropped with the PlayStation State of Play?
Let me see if I got a list here. I feel like do we want to save the best for last or what?
Probably.
Okay, we'll save the best
Yeah.
for last because they
Stick around. The
it
best for last.
might be. I mean, there wasn't anything like groundbreaking or anything like that. They like announced some new skins or the new type of PS5, the different like almost chromed out and controllers and stuff like that. Out of the stuff that,
Do you guys see the like retro one too? That looks like the PlayStation 1 with like the gray and stuff.
And that's going to be super expensive, right? Because they're only doing like what did they say?
It was a limited amount.
It's a limited
run. Yeah, they're all going to be resold.
Scalpers, yeah.
They're all gonna be
bots are
scalped.
going to get them, and then
yeah.
they going to be scalping them.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they looked really cool with the gray and then the different colors on the buttons and stuff. Yeah. So that was pretty sweet. But yeah, these ones are like chrome, like almost like a chrome type of like greenish and reddish. I can't remember what can I think
It's
of?
metallic.
Yeah, that's like a metallic chromatic. There we go. That's what it's called. But yeah, there was a couple, I think some interesting ones. Corey, you probably hated this one. I think it's actually a VR game, but it's all made out of clay.
Yeah.
Even the VR mask is clay.
It's clay.
That'd be
But like
cool.
all the visuals, it's like the whole like hook of it was like completely made in clay.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like almost like kind of like a creepy looking game a little bit. Like there was almost leaning into like some horror
What was that one
stuff.
called again?
The Midnight Walk.
Oh yeah.
Clay Fighters.
It's a VR game. Yeah, just exactly.
Bro,
like,
Clay Fighters creep me out. That's
I know,
probably
that
the
was
reason why I started off on the wrong foot with the claymation.
But I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of great VR games out there. I've never done VR or anything like that, but I know
There's like a handful.
I know people are always looking for like the Vader game was pretty popular. Games like that.
The Alex game from Valve, the like shooter puzzle game, that was cool. There's Super Hot was a cool one where you have like stop. When you stop, the whole scene stops and you're like shooting and you have a sword and stuff and you're
Nice.
fighting dudes and you stop so you can think about what you want to do next and then you're like and you dodge.
That's cool.
Really cool game. And then what's the other one? Beat Saber is a really cool VR game too. Those are like top tier games. But you're right. There's not a lot.
So that one looked pretty interesting. There's another game called Hell Is Us. Looks pretty interesting. It's almost like looked like post apocalyptic kind of game. But then there's some type of like the monsters are coming through and the guys like you're dressed kind of like in. It almost kind of reminded me of Metro, which is another game that they. A VR game that they announced. But yeah, you're like, and then you have like a big old white sword. So it was like, kind of like a mix of genres, kind of a little unexpected, but it looked pretty interesting. It's probably going to be one of those games that was like, that looked interesting. And then it's like, that game kind of sucked.
You'll never hear about it again.
Never hear about it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
VR is just so niche. It's hard. It's such a huge barrier to entry to even get in.
Well, when I saw the trailer for the Arkham
the VR
game, and I was like, I'm never going to play that.
Yeah.
No.
Which is a little disappointing.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Power World's coming to PS5.
Maybe.
Which I think you just said that the Nintendo's finally dropping the boot.
Yeah, give us some deets on that.
There's not a lot. We just know that Pokemon Company is suing Power World. I can't remember the name of that company, but we don't know exactly. I heard some rumors that it revolved around their patent on Pokeballs and how they work, because they literally use orbs as well, and you throw them at them to catch them.
They call okie dokie orbs.
So I don't know. It's interesting because international law is crazy.
Yeah.
So
I just love how
what?
They waited, because we talked about this
I want to make sure they make
before.
all the money. 30 mil.
Well, I'm just kind of like, they're like,
Wait till
it
they
looks
make
like
it all
everyone's
the
like,
money.
I'm sure Nintendo's going to sue these guys. It's like nothing. No, they're looking into it. Nothing, and then they announce for PlayStation. They're like, all right, now's when we drop the
It's
shoe.
go time,
I
baby.
guarantee you they're like, what? No big deal. And then they learned how much they made. They're like, we got to make a case for something.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of
They're
sucky.
like, put some men on it.
Well, I think it's kind of like, in Machikoro, when you want to wait for someone to get a lot of money, and then you're like,
Yeah.
now I'm taking all that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
It's the same way.
Hey. Play is gonna play.
That's right. And Nintendo, cutthroat. They'll take what they can get.
Other than that, I mean, there wasn't anything crazy announced. Dynasty Warriors. This was kind of crazy. Do you remember the game Soul Reaver?
Yeah.
You had
For
like the
PlayStation.
little, you had like the little cowl over. That was like
Game
one
was
of the
hard, yeah.
first. It was old
They're doing a
PlayStation
remaster
game.
of
They're
those, right?
remastering them, which is kind of crazy. That's a game I haven't thought about, and I don't know.
Now
how
that's a
many years.
game I haven't heard, and
Yeah,
we used to play it in Mexico.
Yeah, we played it in Mexico.
Our
When
parents wouldn't let us.
Marco would bring over the.
Oh.
We borrowed the PS1 from him or whatever.
Oh my gosh, I have seen.
Yeah, and you have like
This
a little
game.
blade, and you got like a little
Yeah.
scarf over your face.
I never played it, but I always saw things on it.
Yeah.
Legacy
The
of
character
Kain.
always reminded me of Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's got that black hair, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, the biggest announcement was Ghost of Yotei, which is a Ghost of Tsushima sequel. It technically, I think it takes place like 100 years after, or hundreds
really?
of years after. But yeah, it looks just as good.
Yeah, I was seeing I saw like some trailer reactions to it.
The trailer looks so good. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah,
Dude.
and I like
Such a
how a lot
pretty
of people were like, "This looks really advanced." They're like 2025, 2020, and then when they revealed 2025, everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. When did Ghost of Tsushima come out?
2020? Has
Was
it
it
been
really
that
that
long?
long ago?
2022.
I was thinking 21 or 22.
Yeah, I'm thinking to me it felt like it was really quick.
2020.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's been 5 years.
I'm old, Gandalf.
Not
I
yet.
know I don't look.
Well, it will be 5 years when it comes out.
Yeah.
Well, how long did
that makes sense. I mean, it takes a long time to make games.
How long did Red Dead Redemption between Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2? But they didn't start right away.
No, they didn't.
No.
That was a long time. Long time.
That was a long time.
That's a long time.
ago.
But I mean, it looks cool, and it looks like they're introducing a different, some different type of weapon types. So maybe a different fighting style.
Are you gonna have a wolf?
It looked
They
maybe
teased
it looked kind of sick. Because that's the cool thing about Ghost of Tsushima is that you have like the different fighting styles so if someone has a certain stance, you offset, you go to the other stance so that you can actually fight them. So it looks like maybe they'll introduce some different,
Wolf stance.
yeah. And
He's
then
got a
having
wolf stance.
having a wolf would be pretty sweet.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, it looked really good. Ghost of Tsushima is just one of those games that's like beautiful. Like you just ride around and you're like, the wind and the cherry blossoms. Let me sit here.
It's a game that I should play, and I will play. But I'm building up this mad like single player story forward and carried like game library that when all my friends quit gaming online, I just then do one player games. And so Ghost of Tsushima and this
That's number one.
Elden Ring also going to be on the list.
You better be able to play. Like if they introduce the wolf, it's co-op. So one's
You
and
control
the
the
other
wolf.
person's the
wolf.
The wolf. You just go and bite people. That'd be pretty sick.
Just gnaw on their ankles.
Some rumor. I know I'm not a huge PlayStation and that type of video game guy, but one of the rumors is that they're letting Rocksteady do one more Batman Arkham
It'll
game.
come out in 6 years.
And after the mess that Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League was, people are like, they're giving them one more chance to do, and apparently that the rumor is that they're developing a new Arkham game. I hope that's true because I love the Arkham games, but so interesting if that's true.
I say enough.
I know
is
they
enough.
did the VR.
What? Say that again?
I say enough is enough. We just let it lie.
Like you've had enough.
Yeah.
You wouldn't play if they did another Arkham game? You wouldn't play it?
You know,
did you even play the third one?
You know, when we were talking about milking an IP for everything it's got, I think they were running out of milk.
I think they should have just make a Superman game.
Well, that'd be sick too. I'd be down with that.
I like
agree.
the fact that they tied in.
Yeah, the fact they did just the Suicide Squad to me was like, what a silly decision. Like when you had your trilogy of Batman games and you bring in the Justice League to do a Suicide Squad game, it's like you should have just done the Justice League as like, you should have done a Superman game. If you were going to develop the characters for the Suicide Squad game, it's like, yeah, what a silly mistake. I don't get
multi-character, multiplayer game, Justice League would have been sick.
Yes.
That would have been so awesome. I want to be Superman. I want to be Wonder Woman. Like that would have been so fun.
Yeah, what a weird decision. Anyways, but
Yeah, Justice League kills the Suicide Squad. That's what
That's what it should have been.
been.
Just switch it.
They should switch it.
Yeah.
You play the
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Easy. Oh, man, that's
Anything else? Any other news in the game?
I just know that Diablo 4's expansion is coming out in October
yeah,
or something.
The trailer looked cool.
Oh yeah,
I was annoyed with the music.
yeah. We'll just
mean,
replace it with whatever
yeah.
music you want.
But I thought it was like the new
That Spiritborn class.
yeah, that was cool. I liked how there was one of the like attacks that like a giant bird came down. I don't know if you guys saw it. That looked really sick.
Yeah.
I mean, and then every time it would do a cutscene of like a cinematic, I was like, oh, that looks so cool. The guy with the, I mean, I haven't played the new Diablo, but is the guy in the mask
he's a new character.
He looks really cool.
Yeah,
like
he's
that whole concept.
The game's awesome, man. And that's the thing about Diablo 4 is it'll only get better and better with time. Just like Diablo 3 did, at the end of it, it had a really good quality of game by the end of it. So they're just adding, listening, and wondering what the fans want and need, and they're just improving it every time.
Yeah, like when World of Warcraft added pandas. Diablo needs to add pandas.
Yeah. Well, I
Pandemonium,
mean, that
baby.
wasn't anything new, right? So it was in Warcraft 3. You could go to the mystery shop. You could talk to the Pandarians, and they'd hook you up with some special items, So nothing new. Yeah. Panda Land, that was my favorite expansion. A lot of people like it.
Brewmasters.
I don't. Brewmaster monks. That's right. That's right. Very cool. Rolling around. Pretty cool. Is there anything else?
You keep thinking about it. I'll talk. I went and watched Transformers 1 with Mick. And I was just going to talk about it a little bit. This is what we've been asking for forever.
A Transformers.
Is a Transformers movie about the Transformers with no humans. This movie was awesome. I loved this movie. The music was great. The animation looked really cool. There's a spot in this movie where you find out what happened to the Primes, and they do like this storytelling with like dust and dirt, and it's all like, it's really cool. Like the guy telling the story. So it's this really cool animation. He's showing them, and he's like bringing up the like pieces of the Primes and doing all this stuff. It's really cool how they do it. So visually it's really awesome. The voice acting is really good. Chris Hemsworth does a really awesome job sounding like,
is he Optimus?
He's Optimus, but it starts, he's not Optimus to begin with.
Hey, I'm Optimus.
But like towards the end when he becomes Optimus, like his voice, it gets more and more like
More
Optimus.
Optimus?
It's really cool.
It's cool.
But they do a really cool thing too with Megatron, and you get their relationship before their Optimus and Megatron.
Little Tron, kind of Tron, and then Megatron.
But they do a really good job of showing how Megatron turns into Megatron.
Yeah.
Like
That's cool.
And it was one of those things I was like, this is so cool. It pays off at the end how they do it, where you'd be
No
like,
spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil it, but the whole
he
movie,
becomes
the whole
Megatron?
movie, I was thinking like, are they going to be able to pull this off for it to make sense? And they do. Like it's really good. The voice acting is really good. Scarlett Johansson's in it, and normally her voice like it's so like, oh, I know that's Scarlett Johansson, but she did a really good job. The guy, what's his name? Key and Peele. Key. He's
Keegan
Bumblebee.
Keegan.
And he's funny. It's not, there's some Easter eggs to the Key and Peele show. The Aaron stuff.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, it's Aatron. Stuff like that. So like they do some of those things that it's kind of funny. But I really liked it. And I'm a little bummed it's not doing that well at the box office because I'm like, man, this is
that's
finally a movie that this is what we've been asking for. Like focus on the Transformers and not the humans. But I thought it was really good. The nice thing is the budget was pretty small. It's like $75 million for
that's not
the whole
bad.
thing. So hopefully they can, even though it's not doing it really well, it can still make a profit because this is what they should do.
Yeah.
It's just way better than the live action stuff.
I really feel like they really messed up on the first trailer. You know what I mean? Like that first
Yeah, me
trailer,
too.
everyone was like, what is this? Like, this is kind of
Yeah.
goofy and cheesy.
I mean, that's a main reason why I don't think I watched the second one. So that's why I wasn't like, when you were like, I'm going to go watch Transformers, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people say that of like, oh, like I just, a friend took me to watch this and I didn't want to watch it after I watched the first trailer, but man, like this movie's awesome.
Yeah.
So I really feel like they
They
messed
really
up
showed a
with the
lot of like
marketing.
because there is the more like childish humor in there, but there's so much other stuff that's really well done that you're like, of course they're going to make it for families, but they focus so much on that in the first trailer.
Yeah.
That you
It
didn't.
did come off as a kid's movie.
To me, it's the best of both worlds. Like if I were to take my daughters, they would enjoy it. But there was some really good, I thought, really heartfelt moments that I was like, man, this is really cool. And they're not afraid to kind of go in a darker, like even some of the Transformers deaths that happen. Like I'm like,
Whoa, bro.
like they're not afraid to go there. So I was like, to me, it felt like the perfect mix of like still childish for that, but also more serious moments and some humor that I was like, oh, that's for humor for adults that I can still laugh at. Not that it was like,
Yeah, bro.
Were there lots of robots peeing,
no, none of that, which that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, even though Michael Bay is like an executive producer, but Steven Spielberg is too. So I was like, yeah.
They listen
They
to
like
Spielberg.
counterbalance
Yeah.
each other.
He's like, hey, I'll handle this. But anyways, I thought it was really good. I recommend it.
Go ahead.
Worth watching.
Give us a rating.
I really liked it. I'm gonna go
Great. What a rating.
8.5. 8.5. I watch it again. I'd watch it again.
Nice.
So you'll watch it with your kids.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There you have it. Was there any other news? I wanted to say there was something I thought
Zelda
about.
came out.
And new
Gonna
Zelda
play
game.
it when I get home.
New Zelda. You have it.
I did. I bought it today.
So you'll be our first-hand
have
reviewer.
first-hand.
Hands-on review.
You're gonna
I'll
play it,
pass
right?
it in a week. No. just- yeah,
It
I'm
looks
excited
good.
for it.
The reviews are really good.
Yeah.
Really good reviews on that. So we'll see once people actually get their hands on it.
Well, I saw a thing because they had like the first last week. They did kind of like the first like 20 minutes or whatever. They invited some people to come play, and I was like, they have this cool because people were like, is it gonna get annoying? Creating monsters to fight for you because Zelda doesn't fight, and there's kind of a really cool thing that once you get a certain amount, they're like, once you pass a certain amount in the first opening of the game, you actually get to summon like Shadow Link, and you fight as Shadow Link. So it's like a cool little way to.
That's cool.
I was like, there's some cool dynamics that they're going to do in the gameplay that they say are really cool. So I'm excited for it.
It looks fun.
It's going to be good.
Nice. So you're gonna play it up. You're gonna beat it in a week.
No, I won't beat it in a week. I'm too busy. But the nice thing about playing on the Switch is
You can play.
I
Anywhere.
can just lay in bed, play for.
Do you get good sleep?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because dude, you're
should
playing
know.
in bed. Like, do you get like 5 hours?
No,
Not
no,
even?
not even. But my daughters wake up all the time, so I'm not. I haven't slept 5 hours in decades.
Shut up! You're such a liar.
No, it's true.
Your
Let's
kids
talk about
and
it.
wife
Yes.
were down
Okay,
in
but
Mexico
let's
for like
talk
a week or two.
But yeah,
You
but
got great sleep then.
no, not really.
What?
So here's the thing.
Oh my
I've ruined my sleep habits because when I was in college, I would go to work at Perkins from 10 to midnight, 7 times a week.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 days a week, 10 to midnight. I'd get a Tangler or
It's a burger.
or a chicken melt.
Chicken tender melt, dude.
Chicken tender melt. I'd come home. Josh would still be awake, watching Jimmy Fallon or something. I'd do homework. We'd partake of the bounty. Do some homework.
We would break bread together.
So I'm going to sleep. What at
Sometimes
2?
I was there too.
2 in the morning, whatever.
Yeah.
And then go to school. Like wake up early for 7 o'clock class at Whitworth.
Yeah.
So doing that, and then I would record.
You can do that when you're.
I would record all my music at night, so that's middle of the night doing all that. So I've done that, and then when kids came, and I'm just
damage.
a night owl, bro. It's just how I do. So when I get home, I'll upload the podcast, do all that. Then now I'll get the Switch,
Yep.
play. My wife will go to sleep. If I don't watch Rings of Power, I'll play, and then
I can't believe you.
and then at like 3 in the morning, I'll be like, "Oh, I've been playing for 3 hours. I should probably go to sleep." That's probably what's gonna happen.
Nice, a little behind
That's
the
a good
scenes
life.
for
And then
listens.
all through
right.
the night, Neela will wake up, and then Madison will wake up and come to the bed, and then we'll put her to sleep, and then Maya wakes up at 5 in the morning. Kira needs to get out, so you're never going 6 straight. You're just
Never going 6 straight. Yeah.
the life we live.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So what? So are you doing anything nerdy this weekend?
Nope. Next
Really?
weekend I'm going to Hans
sorry,
Zimmer.
it was next weekend.
Next weekend I'm going.
That's what I was referencing.
Hans Zimmer in
about
Seattle.
That's right.
Yoo, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This weekend I'm just playing music.
Okay.
So nothing nerdy about that.
Hans Zimmer, man.
Just a music nerd.
Mick's going too. I should talk to him about that.
Are you guys going together?
I don't think so. We're going with Anne, who listens to the podcast.
Oh, really?
She's going, yeah. So we're driving over.
So you guys have your John Williams playlist ready for the way up?
she does. She's like, I already have a couple podcasts we're gonna listen to, and then a playlist of Hans Zimmer stuff. So
No, I said John Williams though, bro.
Oh, no.
You gotta
Hans
listen.
Zimmer.
Yeah,
Wait,
listen up.
don't listen to Han. What are you doing? You don't want to spoil yourself.
oh, I'm not spoiling myself. You're
You're gonna listen to the recording.
It's called pregame. It's called pre-gaming.
It's like when you go to a football game, you watch all the highlights, ahead of time
Yeah, bro.
of other games, and you're like, I'm hyped up.
Okay, sure. It's a little different, but yeah. Pre-gaming.
What is
Pre-gaming.
That's so funny.
What's what? Do you have a certain song you're looking forward to?
Oh, it's got a Man of Steel flight.
Jonas gonna get up and run around.
Hey, I may cry. If he plays that. He's got to, right? He's got to play it.
No one likes that movie.
Well,
dude, so.
No,
man.
next the movie.
I think, yeah. I hope he does some of the Interstellar stuff.
Yeah.
He will. Inception. Anything. If he does Gladiator, it's just gonna be anything he does. I'm not really like Driving Miss Daisy. I'm like, no, whatever. But I feel like he's gonna do that because he always does because it's different enough. Probably do some Lion King.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, as long as I get Flight from Man of Steel.
Yeah,
He probably will.
that concert's gonna be sweet, dude.
What about you, Josh? Are you going to do anything nerdy this weekend?
No,
No
think so.
nerd things shall
no
be
nerd
done.
things. No.
Wow.
What am I? Yeah, no nerdy things.
Dang, dude.
My nerd life is over.
I'll carry us.
What are you doing?
Doing all the nerd
What's the
things.
nerdiest thing you're doing?
Guys, I'm going to be playing a board game this weekend called Mage Night. Okay. Top 25 Board Game Geek hot list game. It's called.
Did you buy it?
No,
Or
my
a
buddy
friend?
James did. He looked it up. He found it himself. And when he brought it there, I was like, oh, dude, I've been looking to play this game because it's a top 20 game.
On what did you say it is?
Board Game Geek. But they have a list of coolest, hottest games that are coming up, or people rate them and they'll have a top 100, 200.
Nice.
But yeah, this game's super complicated though. The first time we played it, it was just a lot of rules, a lot of things to keep track of. So I'm excited to play it now that we actually know how to play it. But yeah, you get to play a mage knight, and you have a character, and they have a deck, and it's a deck building game while you like traverse a map and you try to do different objectives. But you draw cards and you play the cards that you have. So that's
like War.
it's exactly like
It's like
War.
it, baby. Is it cooperative or are you?
It's It's like cooperative with victory points, so you can kind of go against each other if you want, but you want to beat the game. So like you got to find a perfect balance.
How many players?
I think you can play 6 with the expansion. That's really good. Yeah, it's hard to find extensive games like that have 6 players, but yeah, I'll be doing that Saturday night.
Nice.
Should be fun. But that's pretty much it. I've been playing some video games here and there. But yeah. Have you not been playing any video games lately then?
The last time I played a video game,
It's just been Crystal, huh?
Crystal's just gaming all day, dude. That's all she does. Look at her right there. She's gaming right now. Playing Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Must be
we
nice.
played Baldur's Gate probably
Baldur's
a
Gate.
week or 2 ago, but it's been a while. I'll get back into it once Diablo 4 comes out. So we'll probably start playing with Joel and maybe Adan from church.
I know.
He's like, you gotta
loves
play back
Diablo,
Diablo.
dude.
I was like, yeah, dude,
Nice.
Where were you 4 months ago? When we were playing like all the time.
Where were you?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been playing lots of video games,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, Valve, the creator of Dota, CSGO, they released a new like shooter MOBA called Deadlock, and I've been playing that a little bit. It's been fun.
Nice.
But that's pretty much it. Yeah, anyway.
That's going to do it for our show this week. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. You can find us on X, on TikTok, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. We'll be back next week with Rings of Power. Hopefully Penguin. Josh is the only one that watched it this week. And then anything else that comes out. So
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
that's what I've been
You guys
hearing.
missing
That's what
out.
I've been hearing. So
We missed out one time.
Yeah, you can't watch it. You can't watch the episode again, dude. It's impossible.
and Josh is going to review Agatha All Along for us as well.
yeah, dude.
You know,
For sure.
we'll do that next time. Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll see y'all next week.
See you.
Yeah.